How's it going, guys? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. My name is Viper and welcome to the channel. Now today's video is the prophecy guide for Newlights. So if you've not done the prophecy, stuck on it, don't know what to do, this is the video for you. Big shout out to Convict86 coming along and helping in this guide. He goes on forward in some parts of the guide just to do the encounters a little bit and speed them up whilst I am explaining how to do the mechanic for each encounter. Now the main mechanic of the dungeon, what you have to do is you have to kill knights, which will drop either light or dark motes. You can only get light motes from killing a knight if you are in the light, and vice versa, you can only get dark motes from killing a knight whilst you are stood in the dark. Now you can tell this by a little light or darkness wave at the bottom of your screen. If you can't see it, it's probably dark, and if you can see it and light lit up, let you know what I'm on about. That means you are in the light, and when you kill a knight, it will drop light motes. Now when you collect said motes, you will get 3. You need a total of 5, so you need to kill 2 knights, collect 5 motes, and then run to the pillar or column of light or dark and deposit them motes so you can open up the door and move on to the next part. Now this is the main mechanic of the dungeon, and you will be depositing the motes throughout the whole of the dungeon to progress through it. So as soon as you do this first part here, you know exactly how the main mechanic of the dungeon is done. Now without further ado, we'll quickly open these doors and get to the first hard part of this dungeon, which is the first boss. Now there goes Convict with the light motes to deposit into the light column there, and I'm just going to run up here and get the dark motes in this first part, because it's a hell of a lot easier for you to get the 5 dark motes in the first part than it is as you go through that doorway, because there's not much dark in the next part, so you may find it a little bit hard. So as long as you can get these done and get there within the time limit of you having the motes, you should be able to do what I do on screen here. Now for the first main encounter of the dungeon, and I class this as the hardest part of the dungeon. This boss, all I can advise really is just to keep running around the outside. If you get too close to him, he'll do his shield bop and bop you off, and you will most likely end up dying. This is the biggest stumbling block for you guys who are trying to do this dungeon solo flawless. If you get past this guy without dying, you've done the dungeon. This is the hardest part of the dungeon in my eyes. So basically, same as last time, collect the motes, deposit the motes in the pillar or light or dark, and make sure you're in light or dark when you are shooting the knights. Now like I said, keep running around the outsides, try not to stand still, and try and stay away from the main Cabal chieftain dude, because if he does get you with his shield, you most likely will end up getting a wipe. If you're on your own, if you're in a team, it's not too bad, but yeah, keep moving in this encounter. If you are struggling, just keep moving. Now before I do start this encounter, I will just have a quick go over it for you guys who are new to this. What you need to do is same as the previous encounter. You need to kill knights whilst you are in the light or in the shadow. Once you've got yourself 5 motes of light or dark, you deposit into your column of light or dark, and once you've destroyed all pillars of light or dark, you will remove the shield around the main Cabal enemy. Now, I recommend that when you are about to do the last pillar of light, you all get ready to go to hit town on the guy. Once you've been in the account for about 30 seconds, hobgoblins will start appearing and they will shield him, so take them out as soon as they appear. Again, keep running around the outsides and try and stay away from the main boss as much as you can until the shields go. Now, you might be able to do this in one phase if 3 of you should be able to, but if not, just don't worry about it, don't rush it, take your time, run around the outside and you'll eventually do it. Now, this can be done solo flawless, I've done it myself, so it can be done, but if you're new to this, just take your time with it, guys, and just keep running around the outside and stay away from the main guy. That's the best advice I can give you. Stay away from the main guy until you can do damage on him. Let's do it. And there we have it, that's the first, and by my reckoning the hardest encounter in the whole of the dungeon. Now sadly I did die there on the first phase of damage on the boss. We could have one phased in, but sadly I got took out by the shield bash, which I told you how to avoid. So yeah, it is a bit of a pain, and it even gets me. So now that encounter is done, collect your goodies, and then walk into the purple light to go on to the next part of the dungeon. Now on this encounter you will see Tolan, the white little light. You OG Destiny players will know what I'm on about. Tolan, the little white light. When you go up to him, he will shoot off in a direction. The direction that he goes to is the direction that you need to head, or you can just ride around like a headless chicken trying to find the blight little dome things. Now you need to kill 3 sets of 3. Be careful of the hobgoblin snipers, they do pack quite a punch. And once you've killed all 3 sets of 3 blights, you will open up the way to the next encounter and about the halfway stage of the whole dungeon. And with that sound, we have opened up the way. Now there is 2 buildings you go into. Go to the one where Toland is outside of. If you go to the one where Toland is not outside, that's where you go to after the next encounter, and head over to the other building where you will see Toland has made a way for you to get inside the big square building. Now for this encounter, what you have to do is the same as with all the previous encounters. You need to kill the knights in the light or the shadow and get light or dark motes and deposit them into a beam of light or dark. Now in this encounter, Toland will show you on the screen. He will be at the point where you need to deposit the motes. So wherever you see Toland, below him will be a pillar of either light or dark. If it's light, you need to kill knights in the light and then deposit the light motes into that one where Toland is above you. Now if you cannot see Toland at either one of the 4, you can put him in any, you can dunk any mote if that's the case, but usually Toland is at one of the 4 places above the pillar of light or dark. Now to get the knights to appear, you need to kill the hobgoblin snipers which are directly above you. Now I recommend taking out 2 at a time so you can get 2 knights to appear at the same time, and then to dunk in the relevant light or dark column. I hope that made sense. Now the encounter is done, what you do is you go out the way that you came in, so just above the chest there will be a gap in the wall. Head out through that gap, and as soon as you leave the tower, you shall see the boss at the end that you've got to fight. Warp away to the other tower, just follow her, and then you should be able to make your way into the other tower that I was not able to get into before because I went to the wrong one. I will also equip myself a sniper rifle here because it makes the next part just a little bit easier, and I use a sniper rifle for the boss encounter because we are now on our way to the final encounter of the dungeon. And now for this part of the dungeon. Now this part is pretty easy really, just all I recommend is just take your time. Just take your time, pop guys off from distance, and you should easily get yourself down to the bottom. Now it doesn't really matter which way you go. There is one way you go for get a secret chest. It's not in this video. I will do another video on that. I actually forgot to do that with Convict when I was doing it. So yeah, there is a secret chest part out this bit, but I do not go that way, so just bear that in mind on this video. But I will do a video on them, and also the location of the urns in this dungeon. But for now, just take your time, slowly catch your monkey. So yeah, just take your time and you'll easily get yourself down to the bottom, and hopefully none of you die. If you do fall off, you will have to start all the way again up at the top, so it's best to take your time and then eventually you will get there. Also, on another note, only one of you has to make it to the tractor beam at the bottom, and then it will pull the other people through. So just bear that in mind as well if you are going through it in a team.
Guardian down.
Now once you've gone through the pyramid part, you want to be careful at this part when going down, because taking Kapal will appear with shields and they will bop you off the side. So I highly recommend that you try and take them out from distance like I do with a sniper rifle, or if you're unlucky enough and one appears right next to you, just throw a grenade in or something. They usually tend to come on the big platforms and you will see them warping before you actually get to the platform that they are on.
Guardian down.
And once you get to the bottom, just go to that circle in the middle of them 4 lights and jump, and you should get the tractor beam enabled, which will tractor beam you all the way up to the big pyramid objective thing in front of you. And when you do get to this point, your teammates will be transported straight to you here, so they don't have to continue doing the whole rest of the way down to the tractor beam at the bottom. And now here we are at the final encounter of the dungeon. Now what you have to do for this part is, you have to kill knights again, in light or dark again, yes. Select light or dark modes, deposit them into the columns of light or dark, which are located in each corner of the arena, because the arenas will change. And then once you deposit said motes, a ogre will appear. You need to kill the taken ogre that appears, all 3 of them, and then go to the middle, and you shall be warped to another part where there is the main boss of the dungeon with platforms. Now when you get to fighting the boss, you need to stay within a certain distance. If you go outside of that circle area around the main boss, then you will get a buff. When that buff comes to times 10, you will die. When the boss does her little warp bubble thing at you, it will teleport you back a bit as well, so you don't want to be hit by that whilst you are on, say, 6 or 7 on the debuff, because you will not be able to get back to the circle where the boss is, and it won't go down. Now also another thing, when you are doing the platform jumpy part, when you're taking damage to the boss, there will be hobgoblin snipers and there will be pillars that you can hide behind. Now them pillars are supposed to stop the warp bubble from hitting you. Now I find almost every time I do this dungeon, they don't tend to work on all occasions, so my best advice is to stay away from that warp bubble thing as much as you can, really, or try and stay as close to the main boss so that you don't get a high debuff, so if you do get warped you can run straight back to her. Now that probably will be the hardest aspect of you doing this fight, which is staying near the boss to do damage to the boss without getting warped and getting a death. Now if a teammate does die and doing it in a party, I don't recommend you go and get him up. I recommend you continue doing damage on the boss, because you will phase out and then you'll have to repeat what you did at the beginning bit with the knights and the light. Yeah, I know, a little bit complicated that, innit? I'll put cards up in it like telling you what to do in the fight, but basically go around, kill knights, collecting light and dark motes. Deposit said light or dark mote into column of light or dark, and then a ogre will appear. Destroy the ogre, then do another column of light or dark. You will have to kill 3 of them like little mini boss ogres, and then you will be able to go to the middle of the arena and go and do damage on the boss. When doing damage on the boss, what you need to do is stay as close to her as you can and not get hit by her warp bubble thing. If you do get hit by her warp bubble, just try and get back as close to her as you can. A little bit more easier than what I said first time out, but that's basically the gist of it. I'll put little cards up saying like what to do in certain parts for those who have not done it before, but let's get straight to it then, eh? Now go to the middle of the arena and to do damage to the boss. Just remember to try and stay as close to it as you possibly can, and to take out the hobgoblin snipers is preferably ideal, as they will snipe you and kill you if you leave them and just jump past them, so do try and take them out as well. And the most deadliest ones are the two right at the very bottom. When you are doing damage to the boss, they will proper snipe you and most likely kill you on the last 2 or 3 platforms before the stairs. And now that's one phase of the done, so we go back into the warp at the top of the stairs. That will take us to another arena, and we basically rinse and repeat, doing it over and over until we actually kill the boss. That was good damage then, a little bit scrappy, but good damage overall. And there we go, guys, that is the end of the Prophecy dungeon. Well, congratulations if it is the first time that you've done it. A little bit hectic there in the last phase, had to get convict up a few times, but you actually had the wrong armor on. I only just noticed that as you actually finished the dungeon. So again, congratulations if you did do the dungeon for the very first time. Well done. And if it is the first time you've done the dungeon, why don't you go over to see what that woman's got to say? Why don't you ever run over to that woman over there and leave down in the comments what she said to you or what happened? Why don't you do that and leave a little comment? Well then, guys, I hope you did come along and find the video helpful, and thanks for coming along and watching it. I really do appreciate it. I'm on a small channel and every single view helps so much, and again, thank you, you absolute legends. And if you did like it, then please go down there, smash that like button, and why not subscribe? It's completely free, and such a small thing from you on your end is an absolutely massive one for me here at the channel. And now I shall say what I say on every single one of my videos at the end, which is I shall see you all on the battlefield, and eyes up, Guardian. This is Viper signing out.